Hi friends, please close your eyes and please shut the door, whoever it is. He's fixing. अच्छा, ठीक है. चलिए, please close your eyes. Online friends, please confirm you can hear me. Excuse me. Yes. So, a quick recap. Yeah? Tell me, Aryan, क्या पढ़ा था हमने? कुछ faint recall from the lecture? Come on, yeah. We discussed various types of rational action. वो तो पहले कर दिया था. We discussed rationalization and various types of authority. So tell me, what do you understand by rationalization? Instead of good? What? Yes. What is rationalization? Not you. Yes. Raise your hand. Yes. Or traditional or emotional. हाँ. Or write a short note on rationalization for God's sake. Good. And continue. Yes. हाँ. Very good. If you quote Weber like that, it does become more marks fetching. Bluntly, that's what we are here for, after all. You know? Very good. Very well done. Continue, beta.
The religion, tradition, and magic is no more. People doesn't rely on magic, tradition, and religion.
Yes.
They focus on calculations and empirical evidences.
Wonderful. And this process of rationalization affects which fields of human endeavor? Law, religion, education, politics, economy, administration. ठीक है? Good. फिर authority. So, tell me, brother. Raise your hand. Yes. What do you understand by authority?
The authority is power which is considered just, fair and reasonable by the person who is subjected to it.
Wonderful. Dil jeet liya. Authority is power which is considered as just, fair and reasonable by those who are subjected to it. And what is power? Yes.
Sir, power can be of two types, legitimate and illegitimate.
दिल वापस करो. What is power? To good, complete करो. ठीक है, good, good. मैंने आपको दे दिया. ठीक है. Then, what are the different forms of authority that Weber talks about? Traditional authority. Good. What is traditional authority, brother? Yes. हाँ. Sorry? Do better than that. You're right, but it is obeyed because. ठीक है. You stick to that. ठीक है. Give me an example of traditional authority. Monarchy. Good. What is the nature of traditional authority?
So it is defined by customs and traditions.
Defined by customs and traditions. Tell me more.
So it is not absolute.
ठीक है.
It can be changed by the monarch or the king.
हाँ.
It also depends on tradition.
How is it organized, the traditional authority structure? There is a household of personal retinues or servants and let him lords, nobles who swear allegiance to the king. Wonderful. फिर सॉरी ठीक है तो बताओ charismatic authority क्या होता है? नो द बॉय इन ब्लैक chewing gum. हाँ शून्य नंबर. When you say charismatic authority is derived from the charisma, you need to be more expressive in that, ना? अच्छा, you were, ठीक है. But ये फिर शब्द वेस्ट हो गए. समझ रहे हो? बोलो चलो, continue. What is charisma? Which? ठीक है, good. Which others perceive in a person, है ना? Good. Supernatural or exceptional qualities or abilities of a person. Very good. Give me some, brother, examples of charismatic authority. और लिखते टाइम इतना लंबा नहीं. ईजी महात्मा गांधी, कॉमा, है ना? हाँ. हिटलर, गौतम बुद्ध, प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद. बढ़िया. ठीक है. सॉरी. ठीक है. थैंक यू. वेल डन. कंटिन्यू. टेल मी अबाउट द नेचर ऑफ charismatic authority. नो डिफाइंड रूल्स एंड सोर्स ऑफ फंड्स. ठीक है. और ब्रदर या charismatic authority. For it to sustain, why doesn't it stay for a long time? It dies with the person, the charismatic leader. For it to sustain, charisma might wane. For it to sustain, thank you. What is to be done so that the charismatic authority sustains for a longer time? Brother, green shirt. Raise your hand. Light green. Tell me. For charismatic authority to sustain beyond the life of the charismatic figure, what has to be done? तो वो मर जाएगा तो उसके बियॉन्ड कैसे चलेगा? क्या होगा उनका? ब्रदर एट द बैक, ब्लैक और व्हाइट, यस. रूटिनाइजेशन ऑफ करिश्मा, है ना? विच मीन्स व्हाट? ब्रदर रेज योर हैंड. आपका नेबर. हाँ, रूटिनाइजेशन ऑफ करिश्मा का अर्थ क्या है? Very good. Charismatic authority is transformed into traditional or rational legal form of authority. Beti, in black. Give me example of routinization of charisma. Sorry, not you. Huh? You're also in black, but the other Beti. Yeah. So, very good. Jesus Christ's authority got charismatic authority got transformed into the authority of the Christian tradition or the church. ठीक है? Very good. Bitya, coming to you now. और क्या पढ़ा था हमने? What is rational legal authority? Legal or either legal framework or it's called rational legal, no? Or rational criteria or considerations. ठीक है. Or simply the authority of a but in the answer sheet we don't write slang like cop, है ना? Policeman. ठीक है. Good. और क्या पढ़ा था? Before that, brother, tell me, पूछूं या आपको बोलने में तो एब्सेंट था? नहीं. Does Baba Ramdev have authority? Does he enjoy power? Does he have power? Baba Ramdev. Yes, no? Yes. Is that power in the nature of authority or is it legitimate or not? It is legitimate power or authority. So, brother, yeah, the one behind him, raise your hand. Yes. Which type of authority does Baba Ramdev enjoy? Charismatic authority. He says Baba Ramdev enjoys charismatic authority. Do we agree? Yes or no? Raise your hands if you do. That Ramdev ji has charismatic authority. Any of you of the view he doesn't enjoy authority at all? Huh? ठीक है. So we all agree he does enjoy authority and many consider he does enjoy charismatic authority. Does anybody differ? Which type of authority he enjoys? In your view? Also traditional authority he is suggesting because
he derives a lot of his respect or legitimacy from a chain of saints, like the
yes. So his Bhagwa clothing sends a message to the followers, the public, that you obey me on that basis. You have always bowed down before saints and sadhus, and I come from that heritage. Yes or no? And many followers obey him on that basis. कि बाबा है, simply. जी. He also have rational legal authority, he is suggesting. Why? How? But I suspect he is not like an official. Is he? You know, he's like a. It's the other guy who sits with him, the official head. क्या नाम है उनका? बाल कृष्णा. And that's also, frankly, I'm not too sure either. Okay, but my limited understanding is he's not like in an official position in Patanjali. I may be wrong, may have changed. Brand ambassador. If he were the CEO, then it would also be rational legal authority. ठीक है. The authority of Beti? Yeah. Dr. Manmohan Singh. When he was the Prime Minister, which type? Rational legal and no other? Charismatic. Being a good finance minister or even a great finance minister doesn't necessarily bestow upon him charisma. Okay? There's a difference between being good at your job and being charismatic. With due respect. Rational legal. What about, brother? Raise your hand. Yes, at the back, last row. Last row, behind you. Yes. Indira Gandhi. What was her type of authority? Only brother? Indira Gandhi, which type of authority? Did she enjoy authority? Which type? मुस्कुरा रहे हो, क्या छुपा रहे हो? बताओ. Come on, just apply your mind, think logically, whatever comes to you. Say it out. Sorry? Bolo. Rational legal. Why do you say that? Why? She was the duly elected Prime Minister as per the constitutional scheme. So, of course, rational legal. Is that only? Also? Traditional authority. Why traditional? Daughter of respected Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the chela of Gandhi. So, ठीक है. Also, charismatic authority. Are you with me? Point is, friends, these are what Weber has developed, this typology. These are ideal types or models or concepts. Real life situations are far more complex and variegated. Are you with me? Reality is far more hazy in this thing. Yes or no? Parental. Do parents enjoy authority? Yes. Yeah, only power. Najaiz power. Is there power over children that they exert? Is it jaiz ya najaiz? Jaiz. Which type? Which type of authority do parents enjoy? Raise your hands and tell me. Beti. Traditional, you say. Why? Sorry? So it is a tradition to obey parents, and it's been obeying parents and respecting them, following their orders has been kind of valorized, say in mythology, Shravan Kumar, Bhagwan Shri Ram, Ganesh ji was asked to circle the world, and what did he do? Circle Mummy Papa, and Kartikeya went across the globe and took much longer. So, you're right. So it is traditional. Is it also any other type? Parental authority? Brother? No, then hold. Rational legal. Why? So they'll be signing ki. Absolutely. And legally also they are the custodians of the child and so many things. Bilkul. So they also enjoy legal rational authority. ठीक है. What about my authority? Do I have any authority? Do you cede any authority to me? Thank you. They'll say. And which type? The authority of the teacher. I want to blush. No, it is which type? Traditional. Why traditional? Raise your hands and speak. Brother? So there is a Guru Shishya Parampara in which we believe, and the teacher is to be obeyed and respected. Or? And also rational legal. Why? पैसे दिए. Wow. हाँ. Did you guys? Yeah, some of you did, huh? Others didn't. Must be automatic, on the portal. Yeah. ठीक है. So there are certain rules and regulations. There are rational considerations why you obey me. साफ बात है. You think it will benefit? It will help us attain our goal of becoming a civil servant to a certain extent. Yeah? ठीक है. So point is, friends, that these are ideal types and real life situations are typically far more complex. अब चलते हैं जीवन में आगे. नहीं, आगे कैसे? ब्यूरोक्रेसी. तो brother, raise your hand. Yes. Spell bureaucracy. bureaucracy. Is it correct? Yes. Thank you. Huh? Don't get it wrong. Leaves a very bad taste in the mouth if you do. Okay? And define, Betty, raise your hand. Define bureaucracy for me. Huh? सब ठीक है except for mentioning person. Bureaucracy is not a person. It's an organization or several persons who are part of that organization. है ना? Rest of it is correct. ठीक है. Yes. ठीक है. So he is saying it is an arm of the state. धन्यवाद भैया. Thank you. And somebody give me the complete definition, will you? Bureaucracy is a hierarchical organization designed rationally to accomplish large-scale tasks, coordinating the work of several persons to achieve organizational goals. Wonderful. ठीक है. समझो और फिर थोड़ा रट लो. ठीक है. छूटेगा नहीं उससे. बेटी. Yes. Absolutely correct. You are absolutely right. Charisma or the source of authority, the source of legitimacy is as per the perspective of the person who is subjected to it. Okay? But while for all practical purposes, while writing in the exams, we'll have to quote such examples which are easily and commonly understood. ठीक? Yes. Huh? ठीक है? Yes. Sorry. Huh? 1 second. A student is saying, Indira Gandhi was elected as Prime Minister and not as the daughter of Pandit Nehru. Then how did she enjoy traditional authority? How do you respond to that? Indira Gandhi, the student is suggesting, only enjoyed rational legal authority since she was the duly elected Prime Minister. Therefore, she did not enjoy traditional authority. Brother?
She might have joined politics because of her background.
Might kya? She did.
So that's how she became Prime Minister.
Absolutely. So because it was her family background which was the source of her political legitimacy, acceptance amongst the people. That is why people voted for her or put her in that elevated position. Yes or no? So that is why clearly she also enjoyed traditional authority. Yeah. Hmm.
And you said that it depends on both the persons. That it's up to them to decide whether that power is legitimate or not. Right?
And your question is?
And my question is, sir, this marriage is also governed by a set of rules, right?
Yes.
So, do those rules not have any role to play
Deciding whether that power is the power of the husband is legitimate or not. The answer. Let me just paraphrase your question for the benefit of those who didn't hear. He is asking that while talking about marriage or the marital union in the context of power in the last lecture, I had suggested that legitimacy is a function of the perception of the wife. So his question is, isn't it also a function of the government rules and regulations? Broadly, yeah? Or the religious dictums governing marriage, etc. Don't they determine the legitimacy? The answer to that is, say governmental rules may determine the legality or otherwise, or illegality of whatever the husband is doing, say exerting a certain kind of control over his wife. Okay, legitimacy. For example, a very, just now it struck my mind as we speak. Marital rape. Okay, presently there's a hot debate on that. It is not criminalized in India. So, as far as the government goes or the laws go, the husband does, it is silent on this aspect, so it is implicit that the husband does have a right to sexually access the wife, irrespective of her will. So if you have forcibly sex with your wife, it is not regarded as rape. Theek? Recent judgments apart and all that, exceptions apart, but broadly. But the wife may not consider it legitimate. Are you with me? So these are two separate things. Legitimacy is determined by the perception of those who are subjected to a particular power or exercise of power. Theek? Chaliye. Moving on with your permission. No? Okay. Tell me. Okay, her question is rational legal authority only applicable to public officials or public servants, etc., or others as well? The answer is, does it include in the private sphere? The answer is, yes, it does. Not just the government officials. Say the CEO of a private company enjoys rational legal authority. Okay? So clearly it does. May I? Chaliye. Moving on. Bureaucracy, we were discussing. We had discussed a definition, we had developed a definition of bureaucracy. Weber developed an ideal type or model of bureaucracy as follows. So what are the features of the Weberian bureaucracy? Firstly, write down the features or characteristics of Weberian ideal type of bureaucracy. 1. In a bureaucratic structure, complex and large-scale tasks are divided into smaller and more manageable tasks. I repeat, complex and large scale tasks are divided into smaller and more manageable tasks. Full stop. Every official is assigned a clearly demarcated area of responsibility and authority. ठीक? This is something we had discussed in the last lecture also. That you have a large scale task, taken the example of say governing India, you divide into relatively smaller tasks, health, education, foreign affairs, defense, etc. Then each official is assigned a clearly demarcated area of authority and responsibility. And then there will be further subdivision at various levels. Yes or no? So this is understood. Second, दूसरा फीचर है हायरार्की. Hierarchy. So friends, one second. We had developed a bureaucratic structure. Say this is an official, then he has several under him, then he has some under him, and so on and so forth. Yes or no? And he would have several under him, he would have several under him, and so on and so forth. So clearly there is a hierarchical structure which is developed. I ask you why? Wouldn't it be preferable to have, say, a flat kind of an organization? Why do bureaucracies have these levels over levels over levels? You're saying it ensures an answerability. How?
So because if there was that type of structure, as you're saying, you are at the top, there will be several individuals at the same level, so they can't keep a check on each other. So someone has to be above a pyramid like.
It is a pyramidal kind of a structure, but why is it necessary to ensure accountability? You're on the mark, just express it slightly better. ठीक है बेटा. Okay, so different people, so this guy may have certain skills which this guy doesn't. So of course you will need a certain division of labor. और बताइए बेटी, how does this hierarchy ensure efficient decision making? ठीक है, ठीक है ब्रदर. Lot of bickering simply. You need somebody in command to take a final call, and that's what such structures do. So if these guys have differing points of view, you will have other guys, seniors, who will take the call. Beti? Others will be carrying on the tasks. Yes, Bete? Proper checks and balances, it ensures how? Every senior has a, very nicely, simply put, every senior has a super senior. है ना? दिल्ली में पता है इसको क्या बोलते हैं? तुझे पता है? भाई, हाँ? हाँ बेटा, decentralization of power. Okay, ठीक है. So all of you are pretty right. Please appreciate one very important thing that this hierarchical structure ensures is accountability. Every official, okay, say this fellow, this fellow, every official in the hierarchy is responsible or answerable to whom? Who is he answerable to? These three? This guy? Or these two? Just above him. Bilkul. Every person in the hierarchy is answerable to his immediate superior. Okay? And he is answerable for what? For the conduct of his own official duties only, and of those below him. Are you with me? For example, if this guy is not doing his job, this guy will hold who accountable? Him. He will not talk to him. Right? He will say, तुम्हारे department में, तुम्हारे organization में, ये क्यों नहीं हुआ? Are you with me? So, to ensure that this guy is doing, so that he is not pulled up, what will he do? He will keep him tight. Who will keep him tight? Tight matlab accountable, answerable. Ensuring that the guy is doing the task assigned. Likho. Hierarchy, dash. The topmost officials in the bureaucracy are connected to the lowest through a chain of offices. Through a chain of offices. ठीक है? Full stop. Every official is answerable to his superior for the performance of his own official duties as well as of those below him. Full stop. Thus, hierarchical organization ensures accountability. Any other purpose the hierarchy serves? It is a very important communication channel, friends. I'll make you write. Let's just talk for a bit. It's a very important communication channel. Communication matlab messages can be sent through this channel. Say some decision is taken by the top guy. How will he communicate that message to the last person? Will he call him up or send him a letter or an official communique? No. What will he do? He will inform him that this is the decision taken. He will inform, this is how it will be relayed downwards. Yes or no? So communication flows from which way? Top to bottom only. And also from bottom to top. What flows from top to bottom? decisions, orders, yes or no, flow from top to the bottom. What flows from bottom to the top? Raise your hands and speak, yeah? Yes. Raise your hands, wait for me to come to you, then speak. ठीक? हाँ बेटा. Problems encountered in implementation of schemes. So how or whatever has been accomplished in the course of the assigned work, that is to be reported to the seniors. Or, yes, you had something? Data could be supplied, grievances could be this thing. Yes or no? Any exceptions may be raised, Betty? Errors which may have this thing, and so on and so forth. Say, for example, Modi ji decides कि now we'll have a clean country, right? कि स्वच्छ भारत बनाना है. So what will he do? Will he talk to the Safai Karamcharis? No. He will tell the Council of Ministers. The respective secretaries will then tell their juniors, this guy will tell this guy will tell them, and so on and so forth. It will reach the last man in the line. So the Safai Karamcharis will know that now we have to do this and this in this manner. Right? Now, say Safai Karamcharis in Indian Railways. They're cleaning toilets and they discover कि लोग मग्गे उठा के ले जाते हैं. Right? We are facing an issue in implementation. So toilets therefore are not being kept clean. Okay? For those who don't understand Hindi, that people are carrying mugs with them doesn't capture the flicking away, taking away the public property, the mug necessary for the whole cleaning process. Okay? So what will they do? What will they do? Chain लगा देंगे. Chain के पैसे मैं दूंगा. कौन देगा? So I will tell my superior. Then what will he do? He will have certain sphere of competence or authority. Say a certain budget assigned, certain decision making powers. If it is within his domain, he will take a call, resolve the issue. Otherwise, he will escalate it. And at certain level, it will be resolved. Okay? And then the decisions will flow downwards. Okay? So it's a two-way communication channel. Likho. The hierarchy also serves as an important two-way communication channel. Dash. Orders, commands, decisions from the higher levels flow किस दिशा में? Downward. While grievances, implementation reports, etc. are relayed from lower levels to higher ones. या flow from lower to higher levels. ठीक? मन नहीं है, but I'll do it. So, कहाँ से? कौन सा? अच्छा, मिल गया, हो गया, चलो. ठीक. थर्ड, Now friends, please appreciate, I'll dictate everything. Bureaucracy is a rules-based organization. Yes or no? Yani, decisions are taken on the basis of rules. Which type of rules? Written rules. Codified rules. Right? These rules which govern the functioning of the bureaucracy are of which type? As in, are they abstract or are they person specific? They are abstract or person specific? They are abstract, not person specific. For example, let us say one bureaucracy which all of us, possibly most of us, would have encountered is which? Sorry? पुलिस. भैया आम आदमी क्यों ना बहुत ही घिग्घी बन जाती है पुलिस से एनकाउंटर होते हुए. नॉट दैट काइंड ऑफ एन एनकाउंटर, नॉर्मल सोशल एनकाउंटर होते हुए. ठीक है? फॉर अ मिडिल क्लास पर्सन हिज होल इज्जत इज दैट आई हैव नेवर सीन द फेस ऑफ अ पुलिस स्टेशन. ठीक है? से द आरटीओ where you get your driving license made. ठीक? So when you go to the RTO office, what does it say there, the rules? That if Pranay Agarwal applies for a driving license, then these are the criteria and this is the procedure. And if Himanshu Gupta applies, then these are the criteria and this is the procedure. If Renu Singh applies, these are the criteria. Is this how the rules are framed? No, they are not person specific. They are abstract and general. Meaning, क्या लिखा होगा? If any person applies for a license, the following criteria will be considered. Age should be more than 18 years, blah, 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 of sound mind, and so on and so forth. Right? And the following documents will have to be submitted by any person. One, ID proof such as Aadhaar, PAN card, blah, blah, and so on and so forth. So the rules are abstract and then they are applied to specific cases. Meaning, if Pranay goes for a driving license, the same set of rules will be applied. They'll say, okay, what is the age? This, okay, more than 18, tick. Does he have a ID? Does he have a blah blah? And so on and so forth. Are you with me? To likho. Bureaucracy is based on a set of abstract and impersonal rules and regulations. Clearly laid down procedures. Which are applied to specific cases. क्यों? पर्सनल से नहीं होनी चाहिए कि अगर प्रणय जाए तो ये हो, हिमांशु जाए तो ये हो, ऋतु जाए तो ये हो. बढ़िया है ना मेरे हिसाब से रूल्स. और नॉट. व्हाट purpose do these abstract general rules, how do they help us, or what end do they help achieve? Raise your hands and speak. Predictability, equality or equal treatment of all persons. है ना? Yes? Ease of implementation. Yes? Same. Clarity. बिल्कुल. ठीक है? And very frankly, you can't have person specific rules ना. 120 करोड़ लोगों के लिए, 130 करोड़ लोगों के लिए. ठीक है? So you have a very wide canvas for implementation. You can ensure equal treatment of all citizens. It minimizes discretion and does not leave scope for arbitrariness. Yes or no? जहां डिस्क्रेशन आएगी वहां क्या होगा? जहां ब्यूरोक्रेट के हाथ में डिस्क्रेशन आएगी, करप्शन आएगा. Are you with me? It ensures, as he rightly pointed out, predictability. So if I am 16 years of age, I wish I was, okay, and I apply for a driving license, do I know the outcome? Yes, I do. It is predictable. I do not meet the criteria for a driving license, so I will not be granted one. Are you with me? लिखो. This ensures that discretion is minimized and citizens are treated equally. Without discrimination. It ensures greater predictability. Full stop. Uniform application of abstract rules removes arbitrariness. I repeat, uniform application of abstract rules removes arbitrariness. And ensures greater efficiency. ठीक? ठीक? How does it lead to greater efficiency, or does it? Why? हाँ. साफ बातें से we are working in that RTO office where we are processing these applications for driving licenses. So we'll all look at column number 5C, age. ठीक है? तो जो भी less than 18 लिखा है उसको एक पाइल में डाल दिया क्विकली. ये सारे रिजेक्ट. दूसरे में वो फर्दर प्रोसेसिंग के लिए आगे चले गए. सो फार क्विकर. यस और नो? एज अ क्रूड एग्जाम्पल. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. हाउ आर ब्यूरोक्रेट्स टू कंडक्ट देमसेल्व्स इन देयर while performing their duties? How do they have to conduct themselves? Formally. What do you mean by formally? Certain what way? You're right. In a certain way. What certain way? Formal way. I also get that. मतलब कि टाई वाई पहनी होनी चाहिए, ये मतलब है. That's almost the most superficial of aspects of when we say formal conduct. It's not about being well dressed, or it's far more than that. Yeah. Professionalism, yes. His personal biases should not affect his decision making. Absolutely. So his conduct has to be as per the rules and prescriptions of the organization. Absolutely. Non-partisan, impartial conduct. This is what we mean by formal और impersonal conduct. ठीक है? लिखिए. Officials conduct their duties in a formal and impersonal manner. Full stop. Officials are not guided by their क्या? By their emotions, prejudices, or personal preferences. In the conduct of their official duties. ठीक है? नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं नेक्स्ट पॉइंट में अपॉइंटमेंट्स एंड प्रमोशंस की. हाउ आर अपॉइंटमेंट्स मेड टू bureaucracies? Yes, like this. Yes or no? Yeah. Merit based. And how do we evaluate or assess merit? परफॉर्मेंस तो कहाँ परफॉर्मेंस? तो वो तो रिक्रूट के बाद ही देख पाएंगे ना परफॉर्मेंस. तो रिक्रूट करने के लिए क्या देखेंगे? किस बेसिस पे रिक्रूट करेंगे? मार्क्स, MARKS, नॉट MARX, है ना? बिल्कुल. सो एज डिटर्मिन्ड बाय से परफॉर्मेंस इन अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन. लिखो अपॉइंटमेंट्स टू ब्यूरोक्रेटिक ऑफिसेज are made on the basis of professional qualifications, technical expertise, or open competitive examinations. ठीक? पूर्ण विराम. Promotions in the bureaucracy are based on what? Based on what? Promotions. Seniority. Is it seniority? Time specific. What do you mean by seniority, by the way? In the context of bureaucracy, what do you mean by seniority? It is not age. It is seniority means the number of years in service. Okay? For example, if there is a 2024 batch recruitee person, say IS officer, recruited in 2024 at the age of 21 years. Right? And there is another person recruited in 2025 at the age of, say in 24 at the age of 30 years and 25 at the age of 21 years. नहीं, गलत, उल्टा example. In 2023 at the age of 21 and in 2024 at the age of 30. Who is senior? The 21-year-old. ठीक है ना? जो पहले रिक्रूट हुआ है, जिसने ज्यादा ईयर्स सर्विस को दिए हैं. ठीक है? हाँ, so India में it is based on seniority as determined by number of years in service. No other basis. ठीक है, तो लिखिए promotions in the bureaucracy are based on seniority or merit. Sorry? Caste. वो तो practical considerations अलग बात है. That's not the official criteria, ना? मतलब ठीक है, that's like we're talking about the Weberian ideal type or model of bureaucracy. Based on seniority or merit or both. In India में it is what? Both. So for a lot of things it is seniority based. It is in that sense automatic. इतने साल हो गए, then you become this and that. Okay? And especially for lower levels in the services, it is purely seniority based. But for some positions at the highest of levels, it is a combination of seniority cum merit. It's like seniority cum merit. Matlab, say for some top positions, they will have a pool of the 3 senior most persons or 5 senior most, out of which they'll pick one based on merit or performance or whatever. Okay? So that is that. Next. For the bureaucrat. Yeah, next point. For the bureaucrat, his employment constitutes a full-time paid career. Full-time paid career. You know, there are many ways of earning money where you can be temporarily engaged, or which are not full-time. Freelancing opportunities, for instance. Many people in, say, coaching, they teach part-time. Even when I started off, I started teaching initially part-time. So I had some, I used to teach like 2 hours a day because I love teaching. And otherwise, like as a steady source of income, I had my other businesses that I was doing. But दिन में मैं 2 घंटे आता था, पढ़ाता था. ठीक है? That's all. Can you do that as a bureaucrat? कि दिन में 2 घंटे आए, DM किया, और फिर घर चले गए, कुछ और कर रहे. Huh? Can you do that? Yes or no? No. It is a full-time engagement, necessarily. Is it necessarily paid? So for example, आप बोलो कि मोदी जी, मेरे पास भगवान का दिया हुआ सब कुछ है. I come from a comfortable, well-off family background. I don't need these 50,000 लाख रुपए जो आप मुझको दोगे. और इससे कहीं ज्यादा तो मैं वैसे ही बना लूंगा. ठीक है? तो यू कीप इट, ये गरीबों में, गरीब कल्याण के लिए आप इस्तेमाल करो. Can you work for free as a bureaucrat? You have to be paid. Why? Why is it, why can't the government put that money, really recruit some very rich people who don't need that? Huh? Government saves money and it can be used for other developmental works. Why is it important for the bureaucrats to be paid officials? To check corruption. ठीक है, तो अगर मैं बहुत हूँ, ऑनेस्ट, मैं बहुत अमीर हूँ, मेरे को पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है. That's what he was also suggesting. Anything else? Yes. Absolutely. It is necessary to hold them accountable. That you were paid to do this job. Why haven't you? Yes or no? So it is necessarily a paid engagement. It's a full-time paid career. Career शब्द का क्या अर्थ होता है? Is this thing, say I do some gig, शाम को जाके मैं एक स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी वाला वो करता हूं. इज दैट अ करियर? या आपने बहुत यूथ में बहुत लोगों को होता है, यंग बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, जैसे कि मैं मॉडलिंग करूंगा, आई हैव बीन ब्लेस्ड विद गुड लुक्स एंड अ नाइस फिजिक एंड ऑल. तो पेरेंट्स क्या कहते हैं? मॉडलिंग ठीक है, बट ये करियर नहीं है, कुछ करियर बनाओ. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय करियर? करियर क्यों नहीं है मॉडलिंग? ये ब्यूरोक्रेसी, सिविल सर्वेंट बनो, है ना? लुक्स भी झड़ जाएंगी, सब कुछ हो जाएगा, बट करियर बन जाएगा. व्हाई इज इट? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय करियर? Okay, so one aspect is permanence, and with it, something is built into a nature of employment which we call a career. Bete? Consistent source of income, huh? Job security. See, when you say career, it implies a stability, as all of you have suggested, and consistent source of income, but also equally importantly, that there's a well-defined progression path. So when you enter the bureaucracy, you know you are joining at X level, and after a few years, you will be at Y level, after another few years at Z level, then A level, and so on and so forth. And then you will retire from service at so and so level. So there's a well-defined progression path built into that employment. ठीक है? तो उसको बोलते हैं career. है ना? So bureaucracy is a full-time paid career for the officials. तो आपको पता है मैं 21, 25, 30, 32 की एज में घुसूंगा और फिर 60 की एज में निकलूंगा. पूरा जीवन मैं इसमें बिता सकता हूं. मॉडलिंग क्या है? जब तक जवानी है, जब तक सुंदरता है, तब तक रहेगी. 2, 4, 6, 8 साल. इसलिए वो करियर नहीं है. ठीक है ना? जोक्स कितने ही सुना लोगे. ठीक है? डू यू राइज, यू आर क्या नाम है तुम्हारा, स्टैंड अप कॉमिक एंड देन लाइक अ सीनियर स्टैंड अप कॉमिक और व्हाटएवर. सो वो करियर नहीं है. ऐसी चीज है. स्टेबिलिटी नहीं है, कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं है ना, परमानेंस नहीं है, प्रोग्रेशन पाथ नहीं है इन दैट सेंस. ठीक है? यस. It's changing. Huh? Even businesses are not considered as, professions are considered as careers. हाँ, बिल्कुल. चलिए, next. एक बात बताओ, say, the Finance Secretary of India, ठीक है? He is entrusted with making the annual budget of the country, broadly. What is the size of the Indian budget? Any rough estimates? यार करोड़ों में बात करो, बिलियन डॉलर्स. वो भी करोड़ रुपए में बोलो. हाँ, 40-45 lakh crores in that near about range rupees is the size of the annual Indian budget, right? So if the finance secretary thinks कि इतना डिफेंस के लिए किया, इतना एजुकेशन के लिए, और 5 लाख के मेरी बीवी के गहने आ जाएंगे, कैन ही डू दैट? क्यों? कम ऑन, ही इज हैंडलिंग लाइक 45 lakh crores, out of which can't he keep aside 5 lakhs for something quite important for his social and mental well-being? बीवी के गहने? The answer is absolutely not. In other words, friends, in bureaucracy there is a very clear and a very strict separation of the resources, the revenues, the income, the assets of the officials, the bureaucrats, and those of the organization, the bureaucracy or the government. Clear? आपको एक घर मिलता है एज अ पब्लिक सर्वेंट. क्या वो आपका घर है? उसमें मर सकते हो? नहीं. रिटायरमेंट के बाद मरना दूसरे घर में. ठीक है ना? तो जो ऑफिस का घर मिलता है वो आपको इन द ऑफिशियल कैपेसिटी मिलता है. इट इज नॉट योर हाउस, राइट? तो लिखो, देयर इज अ क्लियर सेपरेशन of the personal income, assets and resources of the officials and those of the organization. तो जो 45 लाख करोड़ है वो किसका है? गवर्नमेंट का है. तो क्या वो बीवी के लिए गहने खरीद ही नहीं सकता? खरीद सकता है. किस पैसे से? उसकी सैलरी के पैसे से. जो उसको सैलरी मिल रही है 1 लाख 2 लाख रुपया महीना, उसका जोड़ के उससे वो खरीद सकता है. यस और नो? बट सरकारी पैसा उसका पैसा नहीं है. ठीक. So these are the features of the Weberian ideal type or model of bureaucracy. Now coming to Weber's overall assessment of bureaucracy. Give this subheading, Weber's overall assessment of bureaucracy, or his views on bureaucracy. Excuse me. And make running notes now. Now I'll not be dictating. So friends, Weber was of the view that because of these features that it has, a set of abstract rules, hierarchy, impersonal conduct of the officials, a clear separation of public and personal resources, and so on and so forth, the bureaucracy was a very efficient organization, characterized by speedy decision making, rationality, accountability, predictability. There are effective control mechanisms. Discretion is minimized. कुछ छूट जाए तो जगह छोड़ के आगे लिखते रहा करो. In other words, friends, or to, Weber, ये क्या आ गया? Weber said the bureaucracy is technically superior to any other form of organization. Technically superior to any other form of organization. It is really the most efficient way of achieving large-scale complex tasks, of, say, performing large-scale and complex tasks in the modern society. It is technically superior to any other form of organization. In the most efficient manner, large-scale and complex tasks can be performed through bureaucracy in the modern industrial society. इससे बेहतर कोई तरीका या व्यवस्था नहीं है. मॉडर्न सोसाइटी में जो काम होते हैं सारे ही बड़े बड़े होते हैं, कॉम्प्लेक्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे लोगों को सर्व करने वाले होते हैं. उनको करने के लिए इससे बेहतर कोई तरीका नहीं है. Clear? In a nutshell, Weber wrote in almost very glowing terms, very, very positive terms about bureaucracy. ठीक? Though he did write in this way, he was also not unaware of the shortcomings or drawbacks of the bureaucratic form of organization. He did acknowledge some drawbacks of bureaucracy as follows. Firstly, friends, there is a lot of potential for the misuse of bureaucratic power. please appreciate, a lot of power is concentrated or vested in the bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is a very mighty, powerful organization. Why? What makes bureaucracy so powerful? What makes bureaucracy so powerful? Absolutely. So it is an arm of the government, for God's sake. Yes or no? So it has the backing of the state. Also, it has massive resources at its disposal. Be it human resources. It's a very large workforce. Be it huge funds. Yes or no? It has access to public funds or large amounts of money. So there is a lot of power which vests in the bureaucracy. And this power can be potentially misused. Please remember, bureaucrats are unelected. They are selected. Right? So this power may be misused to serve the interests of either bureaucrats themselves or capitalist interests. Bureaucratic power may be misused to serve the interests of bureaucrats or the capitalists. ठीक? So Weber suggested a mechanism to prevent or control the misuse of bureaucratic power as well. And what is that solution? Which is also implemented in most modern societies, including ours and several others. Wherever you have bureaucratic power, you also have that mechanism to prevent the misuse of this power. That mechanism is simply that at the top of the bureaucratic organization, who is placed? Elected representatives or politicians. So every government ministry is headed by a politician, a minister who is an elected representative. Are you with me? So bureaucrats are responsible to who? Answerable to the minister. Who is answerable to the people through the legislature? Are you with me? So to prevent misuse of bureaucratic power, one mechanism is to have an elected politician at the head of the department or ministry. Do we have that system? Yes, we do. So there has to be a political control over the bureaucracy. ठीक? But there's a problem with this solution also. In other words, control of politicians over bureaucrats is often ineffective. It's often not effective. Why? That apart. Sorry? Who can influence whose decisions? Politicians can be corrupt, you're saying. Okay, which is quite another matter. Good, but let me rephrase it, what the argument that she's primarily made, and that is exactly what we otherwise also, it's also what I also wanted to suggest. That the problem with political control over bureaucracy is that politicians, for the most part, are laymen. They are lay persons. Politicians कौन होते हैं? आम जनता में से ही कोई ना कोई politician बन जाता है. In contrast, bureaucrats are experts and specialists. They've received a lot of training, they've spent long years in a particular department, or there's cumulative knowledge that the bureaucracy possesses as an organization. Okay? So what happens basically, bureaucrats can manipulate the decisions taken by their political bosses. How they can? Have you seen this TV series, Yes, Prime Minister? British comedy. Or its Desi version, Ji Mantri Ji? No? तो फिर कैसे पढ़ेंगे? So what they show in these series. So in both of them, what they show, that there's a politician. Now politicians are people with mass appeal, and they are people's persons. Say in the Indian version, because that's what we'll connect with more, the politician is a dhoti kurta clad rustic fellow, right? And the bureaucrat is a suited, booted, English speaking, educated, suave kind of a smooth talker. So the politician doesn't know a thing about the ministry which he is now heading. आपने लालू जी को रेल मंत्री बना दिया, एंड लालू जी को ब्रॉड गेज और नैरो गेज का अंतर ना पता. ठीक? So how will he conduct his work? Please appreciate, politicians, to take decisions, they rely upon advice, information supplied by who? Bureaucrats. So the way they present information, the things they pitch for, or the advice they give, can often almost determine the decisions which the ministers take. Are you with me? So rail secretary क्या बोलेगा? कि लालू जी आप चिंता मत करो. I have spent long years in the railway ministry. I started off at a relatively lower level and I have risen through the ranks. मैं विदेश से कोर्स भी करके आया हूँ रेल टेक्नोलॉजी में. So I know the railway, the workings of the railway ministry like the back of my hand. मैं आपको सलाह दूंगा, अच्छी सलाह दूंगा, आप बस फाइल पे साइन कर दो. Are you with me? So many bureaucrats literally are able to run departments and ministries as their personal fiefdoms, almost without any interference, forget checks from their political bosses. तो यही दिखाते हैं उन कॉमेडीज में. वो जो ब्यूरोक्रेट है, the minister is trying to assert himself, but the bureaucrat वो पूरा हाँ में लाएगा. He'll say जी मंत्री जी, yes minister. But he'll ensure that the decision the minister takes is really what the bureaucrat only wants. And he'll make the minister feel all happy कि हाँ मैंने decision दिया है. So giving them an ego massage and everything, but ensuring that work gets done the way he, the secretary or the bureaucrat, wants it done. Are you with me? Simple भाषा में लिख लो कि political control over bureaucracy may be ineffective because politicians are often laymen. Laymen मतलब common men और आम आदमी. While bureaucrats या bureaucracies are repository of domain knowledge, crucial information, and expertise. Full stop. So, politicians often rely upon the information and advice supplied by the bureaucrats to take decisions. ठीक. One difficulty or problem with bureaucracy which Weber acknowledged was this. The other, and far more important from your perspective as aspiring civil servants, that Weber was of the view that bureaucracy as an organization, though it is technically superior to any other, though it is very efficient, but it does not bode well for human happiness. It does not augur well for human or it is not conducive for human happiness. Bureaucracy is not conducive for human happiness. ब्यूरोक्रेसी के राज में खुश नहीं रहेंगे. कौन? ब्यूरोक्रेट्स. आप लोग. हम या पागल हैं, मरते जा रहे हैं घुसने के लिए. He writes very beautifully, and right, the process of rationalization, then I will explain. The process of rationalization dash of which bureaucracy is an organizational avatar, या organizational expression, organizational manifestation, कुछ भी लिख लो. ठीक? The process of rationalization of which bureaucracy is an organizational expression dash is ultimately irrational. यही तो ब्यूटी है. The process of rationalization of which bureaucracy is an expression is eventually irrational. Why is rationalization irrational? What is he saying? See, rationalization means what? We become increasingly calculating. We rely upon reason. We get disconnected from emotions, traditions, religion, magic, etc. Yes? And why is it irrational? Because it takes us away from what it really means to be a human being. What does it mean to be a human being? It means to be creative, to be passionate, to be, what should I say? क्या बोलते हैं? When you do things on the spur of the moment. Spontaneous. Are you with me? And does bureaucracy let you, the bureaucratic officials, be spontaneous or creative or express your individuality? Far from it. Bureaucracy discourages, disincentivizes any expression of individuality, creativity. Yes or no? So what will you become as bureaucrats? You will become very efficient at your jobs. Dhanyavad bhaiya. You will become very good at your jobs. Very skilled, very competent, very efficient. But you will become, along with it, also very unhappy. Almost non-human. Almost robot-like. रोबोट जैसे हो जाओगे, बहुत ही एफिशिएंट, बट लैकिंग एनी ह्यूमन एक्सप्रेशन. Have you seen the typical bureaucrat? How is he? With due respect, by the way, because many students here might have parents or close relatives who are in bureaucracy. But how is the typical bureaucrat? Not just about being reserved, he is nameless, faceless. सब एक जैसे दिखते हैं. आप भी वही दिखोगे 45-50 की उम्र में. एक चेक्स या धारी वाली शर्ट, एक लूज ब्राउन पैंट्स, नीचे लेदर शूज, समझ रहे हैं, एक बकल वाली बेल्ट, थोड़ी मूछें फॉर द मेन. आर यू विद मी? अ सर्टन सिमिलर डिमीनर. So what you today are, today here I see diversity of personalities, of persons. That will be lost. You go to any government office. You can't tell one government officer from another. किसी दफ्तर जाओ, say driving license के. You go today, there is some person behind the counter, he takes your documents. You go tomorrow, there is another person behind the counter, same counter, you will not even get to know. Really. So that person has been lost. He is just that position or that post. Yes or no? So you will get trapped in what Weber calls an iron cage of rationality. Iron matlab, it is rigid. You cannot escape from it. So you'll be very good at your jobs, but you'll be almost robotic. You'll have lost your individuality, creativity, expression, individuality. You will become what Weber terms as specialists without spirit. आपकी आत्माएं मर जाएंगी मौत से कहीं पहले. और सुनो अभी तो. Without spirit. He says rather graphically, bureaucrats कौन होते हैं? They are little men clinging to their little jobs, striving for higher ones. आपका जो पूरा वर्ल्ड व्यू है ना, वो सीमित होके सिमट के रह जाएगा. See, bureaucrats are a very small cog in a very gigantic machinery. Are you with me? So you are always trying to assert your importance in that very large scheme of things. For that, you're always looking for, ब्यूरोक्रेट की जीवन का एक मकसद होता है केवल प्रमोशन, जो तय है. फॉर द मोस्ट पार्ट जो तय है. तो आप घुसते हो आईएएस बन के, ये दिन रात एक करके जो आप कर रहे हो, आप घुसोगे and you'll become a sub-divisional officer. Wow. ठीक है, kicks and everything. फिर after a few years, additional DM. Another couple of years, district magistrate, and you have arrived. That's like the peak, the high point of your lives as an IAS officer. So for some years, you have a lot of public dealings, a lot of people saluting you and everything. The works, money flowing in, all quarters and everything. शादी हो रही है, तोहफे आ रहे हैं, सब कुछ बढ़िया. Then you will be shunted to a central ministry as a director. Like at a smaller level in the larger scheme of things. Then you will wait कि यार अच्छा another couple of years, 6 साल बीत जाए, फिर joint secretary. So that is all what your horizon becomes. Are you with me? फिर डिप्टी सेक्रेटरी, सेक्रेटरी, और फिर रोते हो कि हाय वो कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी बन गया, लेस केपेबल था मुझसे, मैं नहीं बना, मैं यहीं मर गया. Are you with me? So you are who? Little men clinging to your little jobs, striving for higher ones. So the bureaucratic structure bodes ill for human happiness. There's a lot of control, lot of predictability, lot of efficiency, lot of expertise, but no happiness. ठीक. मेहनत पूरी करना, ठीक है. It's still better than a lot of other career options that you'll have. As a side note, ये नहीं कि छोड़ दो, फायदा ही नहीं है, वेबर नहीं का है. So while Weber does acknowledge these shortcomings of bureaucracy, his overall analysis of bureaucracy is still very, very positive. He writes in almost glowing terms about the bureaucratic form of organization. He writes in as many words that it is technically superior to any other form of organization. So much so that modern society cannot do without bureaucracy. So much so, going further, modern society will witness increasing bureaucratization. So as time passes, there will be a further spread of bureaucracy. Has it really spread? Bureaucracy, definitely it has. Please appreciate, bureaucracy is not confined to public administration anymore. From birth to death, the modern man regularly, continuously, almost on a daily basis encounters what? Bureaucracy. Say we are born in hospitals. Do hospitals have a bureaucracy? Hierarchy, formal rules and regulations, abstract written rules, etc., etc.? Yes or no? Yes, they do. Then, as we grow up, we spend most of our life in the education system. Schools, colleges, and universities. Do they have a bureaucracy? Yes or no? Yes, they do. There also we encounter bureaucracy. Then we enter the world of work. Either we join the government, some of us will, inshallah, and the rest will join the private sector. Yes or no? Is there bureaucracy in the private sector as well? Say in a Tata or a Reliance, is there a bureaucracy? You bet there is. Are you with me? So it's not just confined to the government. Say, religious organizations, do they have bureaucracy? Charitable organizations, do they have bureaucracy? Yes or no? They do. Religions are bureaucratically organized. Hinduism not so much, because it is somewhat more decentralized and stuff. But say, Christianity, Islam are far more bureaucratized. Matlab, clear, well laid down hierarchy of paid officials and so on and so forth. Okay? But you look at, say, any large scale organization, so many doing, say, welfare work. Are they bureaucratic? Yes, they are. Then we vote or become active citizens. Political parties, do they have a bureaucracy? Do political parties have a bureaucracy, hierarchy, clearly defined areas of responsibility, authority, and so on and so forth? Yes, they do. Then we die in hospitals. There also, we need what? To prove that we are dead. You need a death certificate. To prove that you're alive, you need a birth certificate. So, बचपन से लेके पैदाइश से मरण तक, we deal with bureaucracies. So, Weber was perhaps quite on the mark when he said that modern world cannot do without bureaucracy. Whether it is government, whether it is private sector, whether it is education, economy, religion, everywhere, जहां भी देखा, यहां भी देखा, वहां भी देखा, क्या देखा? Bureaucracy. ठीक? There is perhaps one area of social life where still bureaucracy has not reared, dare I call its ugly head. Which? Family. Yes. Family में है क्या bureaucracy? हाँ? Well defined areas और ये वो है. क्यों? हाँ, primarily because of its small size. Where every other sphere of social life, it is large scale. Too many people involved. Coordination required. So, you see the development of bureaucracy. चाहे politics हो, education हो, administration हो, कहीं भी. ठीक? With that, we take a short break. So friends, settle down please and tell me, कैसी लगी वेबर की बातें on bureaucracy? What do you make of Weber's writings on bureaucracy? That's a very affirmative kind of a nod. He's like, yeah, a good guy. Quite right. Verbalize it. Your feelings, your thoughts. Yes, what do we make of Weber's writings on bureaucracy? Raise your hands in G. Reasonable guy. Yeah, in what sense though? Why do you say he's reasonable? You find certain logical consistency in his writings. So he's like a please all kind of a guy, you're saying, huh? He was the son of a bureaucrat. With due respect, he was largely appreciative of bureaucracy, but yes, for certain aspects of it, he was. That you become very cold and clinical, which perhaps may be a reflection of his assessment of his daddy. His predictions were quite right about bureaucracy becoming all pervasive. So are you saying he was therefore wrong? Is that what you're implying? Okay. You'll have to justify such comments if you make them. They are very intuitively right. Okay, brother? तो यू सेइंग कितना बढ़िया बैलेंस्ड आदमी है, खुद की कमियां भी बता रहा है या खुद ही के कॉन्सेप्ट की कमियां भी बता रहा है, और उसके साथ के साथ सॉल्यूशंस भी. यही तो हमें अपने आंसर्स में भी करना है ना. और बताइए ब्रदर. यस, he acknowledges the limitations. Yes. He did. To be fair, he did. It's something we may have missed in our limited discussion on it, but he did. Very importantly, he focused far more. All of you guys have been writing a very nice obituary of Weber. कितना बढ़िया आदमी था. But you don't develop a more nuanced understanding till you begin to disagree with the guy, like he has done now, which is that Weber looked at mostly the functional aspects, the positive aspects of, for the most part, of bureaucracy. So you tell us what are the negative aspects which he neglected perhaps in his analysis. You don't need to be a specialist. As a common man, as a man on the street, What is the public perception of bureaucracy? Is it that of a highly efficient organization? In fact, quite to the contrary. Is it that of a very speedy decision-making wali organization? Is it that there is no discretion? Is that there is a lot of accountability? Exactly the opposite, in fact. Bureaucrats enjoy wide discretion. I'm now speaking in layman terms. आम आदमी की तरह मैं बोल रहा हूं. Yes or no? Bureaucracies have no accountability. In fact, there is a lot of buck passing. कि जी मेरी जिम्मेवारी नहीं है, मैंने तो ऐसे कर दिया था. Are you with me? Bureaucrats, they come to or they occupy office almost in perpetuity. They cannot be removed from office. Bureaucracy is a breeding ground for corruption. You talking about accountability. Yes or no? और बताइए. One of you had compared, during the break, bureaucracy to, or this concept of the Weber's analysis of bureaucracy to Marxist concept of alienation. Which one of you was that? Yeah, what was that? He's saying bureaucrats are unhappy and, losing meaning, etc. in life. Is it somewhat analogous to the Marxist concept of alienation? In fact, very interesting thing you've brought up, because some commentators have suggested that if you read Weber and you read Marx on alienation and Weber's Iron Cage, Marx almost appears as an optimist. क्यों? Alienation will eventually end. Man will be freed. Yes or no? In a communist society. But there is no escaping the iron cage of rationality. ठीक है? Good analogy you have drawn there. Yeah. And
on the contrary, when it came to bureaucracy, he went into the personal life of the person and described his life.
So you're saying it's basically reflecting his daddy issues and not a true picture.
Not really, but it's like kind of imbalanced, and he could have put some positive things also.
He did. He did put a lot of positive things, to be fair.
So he went into the personal life of the bureaucrat, like he's never happy.
Acha.
And he ignored the prejudices which are very apparent in the society in terms of how people are associated with their duties and do not perform it properly. So he ignored those things. And
Okay. So she's saying he was harsh on bureaucrats in a certain way. ठीक है. Yes, बेटी. Regarding the people and the bureaucracy. As far as Weber is concerned, the people are the biggest beneficiaries of the bureaucratic structures in modern democracies. हमें ही तो फायदा हो रहा है. सरकारी schemes, everything is reaching us fastly and efficiently and predictably and everything. चलिए. Thank you. Let us now discuss some in a structured manner some of these and other scholarly criticisms of Weber's notion of bureaucracy. Heading दे दीजिए criticisms. पहला, R.K. Merton. He wrote an article, he wrote an essay titled Bureaucratic Structure and Personality. Bureaucratic Structure and Personality was the title of Merton's essay, in which Merton highlights the dysfunctional aspects of bureaucracy. Merton highlights the dysfunctional aspects. मतलब negative consequences of bureaucracy. I'll be discussing some from that. Firstly, the formal and impersonal conduct, लिख लो फिर समझा दूंगा, formal and impersonal conduct of officials may lead to friction between the bureaucracy and the public. Formal and impersonal conduct of the officials may lead to friction between the members of the public and the bureaucratic organization. Simply put, friends, what I'm trying to say, simply put, that in certain situations, people may expect somewhat of a personal touch, a certain degree of empathy. Are you with me? Rather than the very cold, impersonal treatment which bureaucracy offers you. Are you with me? Imagine you are very severe pain in your stomach. You visit a government hospital. And what are you told? ये फॉर्म भरिए, उस लाइन में लगिए, टोकन लीजिए, फिर 2:30 बजे उधर आ जाइएगा, फिर वो देखेंगे, उसके बाद उधर इधर उधर. What were you expecting? कोई प्यार के 2 शब्द बोल लेता, क्या हुआ बेटा? कुछ गलत खा लिया था क्या? Simply in an exaggerated manner, but point is that where you may expect empathy, it may not be forthcoming. Because that's how the bureaucracy as an organization is structured. Yes or no? Any number of problems, for a lot of people, an immediate point of contact in the public is who? कोई भी दिक्कत आएगी, क्या करोगे? पुलिस के पास जाओगे. So say you go to the police कि जी मेरी बीवी भाग गई. Anything, What will the policeman say? हाँ, क्या कद है? Very cold, ना? कितने बजे? Last कब देखा? And so on and so forth. So, point is, friends, that it can be very alienating. It can create a chasm, a kind of a unbridgeable gap. Thank you, Bhaiya. Between the bureaucracy and the members of the public, which it is expected to serve. The cold and impersonal conduct of a bureaucracy can be very alienating. ठीक? दूसरी बात, मर्टन जी ही कहते हैं. Now, please appreciate, friends, bureaucracy is a rules-based organization. Yes? So everything a bureaucrat does is as per the rules. Yes or no? So, in a bureaucratic structure, there is an overemphasis on following the rules. There is an overemphasis on following the rules. In a bureaucracy, there is overemphasis on following the rules. And this overemphasis on rules may lead to may lead to don't prompt me please, may lead to losing sight of the organizational goals. Meaning what, friends? See, what are rules? Rules are meant to facilitate the achievement of the goals of the organization. रूल्स का पर्पस क्या है कि हम जो गोल्स हैं उनको ज्यादा स्मूथली, प्रिडिक्टिबली, एफिशिएंटली अचीव कर सके. बट ब्यूरोक्रेसी में क्या होता है, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स लकीर के फकीर हो जाते हैं. आर यू विद मी? सो दे गेट वेरी हैमस्ट्रंग ऑन द रूल्स, अ स्टिकलर फॉर द रूल्स, even almost at the cost of the goals of the organization. Yeah, absolutely. For example, several years back I thought I'll start a school, ठीक है, for which I had a parcel of land, and I picked up the rule book of the concerned organizations, the Department of Education, CBSE वगैरह. तो उसमें एक चीज निकली थी that you need a certain size of land to establish a school. I don't remember what it was. It was 4,300 square meters or something. Okay? The parcel of land which I had, it was square meters or yards or whatever, was 4153 square meters or yards. Are you with me? Somewhat smaller than what the rules prescribed. I made a detailed application attaching all relevant documents of ownership, blah, 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 to the concerned offices. Was it accepted? What is your sense? Was it accepted? Clearly, definitely not. Kyun? Rules are rules. Are you with me? So in the process, what happened? The opening up of another school, what is the ultimate goal of the education department? That the spread of quality education to more and more people. Yes or no? But one less school opened means fewer people would have access to quality education. Are you with me? So the goal of the organization was defeated because they were a stickler for the rules. Are you with me? And that is what bureaucracies do. They are designed to do. Had they allowed that, what would have happened? Accusations of corruption, favoritism, so on and so forth. Yes or no? So bureaucracies feed on, live by rules. They are rules-based, rule-bound, obsessed with following the rules, which oftentimes may lead to losing sight of the goals of the organization. ठीक है? Sorry? They have some fixed criteria, no, upon which they will this thing. That you must require so much land, out of which so much will be for a park or whatever, so much should be the constructed area, so on and so forth. It should have minimum these many rooms. So, a lot of logic would have gone into that. ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस का ले लो, अगर 18 साल का लिखा है, आप 17 साल 11 महीने कितने 29 दिन के भी हो, तो क्या मिलेगी आपको लाइसेंस? नहीं मिलेगी. क्या मटीरियल डिफरेंस है? नहीं है. यस और नो? आई वॉज सीइंग अ स्टूडेंट्स कॉपी, उसने एग्जाम्पल लिखा था, सर का स्कूल नहीं खुला. ठीक है. द पॉइंट इज नॉट मेरा स्कूल खुला नहीं खुला, बट द गोल ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज डिफीटेड इन द प्रोसेस. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, Peter Blau. What Weber says, friends, that bureaucracy has formal structure, formal communication channels, formal procedures, rules and regulation, everything. And this adherence to this formal structure contributes to the organizational efficiency. Yes? It ensures predictability, efficiency, everything. Implying what? Any deviation from this formal structure will lead to a decline in organizational efficiency. This is Weber's viewpoint. Blau क्या कहते हैं? That oftentimes not following the formal rules, structures, etc. can result in increase in the organization's efficiency. Rather than decreasing organizational efficiency, not adhering to the formal rules, communication channels, strictures, etc. can result in increase in organizational efficiency. Are you with me on this or not? Time lag jayega. अच्छी धमकी है ये. It works. नहीं, write it now. Write it by yourself. Simply not following the formal rules, etc. may increase efficiency, according to Blau. Any of you have worked in any large-scale bureaucratic organizations? Can you connect with this thing, what we are saying here? Not following the formal rules, etc. can enhance efficiency. Okay, yes?
For example, there has to be a presentation for something. For example, the manager is not available.
Give me a real-life example, if you're speaking from your work or this thing. You had to make a presentation. You were working in a large-scale organization. What was the formal thing?
For a pharmacy brand, I have to pitch for a medicine. How it can benefit your product. So I wrote the ideas and I and my immediate senior created some paper for it and it had to be approved by the manager.
Her presentation had to be approved by the manager. Who wasn't available? Okay. He was abroad.
We waited for some time and that had loss of time and we were overburdened with some more work. So that is how it was not very efficient. If we had got the permission at that moment, we would have forwarded it the same day.
Okay. So the absence of the superior led to delay in the work getting completed. Okay. Yes? हाँ बिल्कुल. Say, I used to work in a multinational bank. Okay, I'll share some personal experience. Long years back, 20 years back, fresh out of college, and my first job, and I was very handsomely paid. Okay, it was like $50,000 a month, which was a very good amount that time. And it was Citibank. Okay? And I was a wealth manager there. And my boss was the branch manager of that branch. It was in Ludhiana. So, Citibank, of course, is a large-scale bureaucratic organization. There were detailed rules and regulations. So, that time everything was not so digitized. So I was given this physical handbook, which contained all the rules, their international or level rules and India specific rules, lot of things. Problem solving, any issue you encounter, the hierarchy, emails and everything was there in that big book. There was also certain formal communication channels, like my immediate superior I had to refer to, and then there was a detailed hierarchy. So how do we solve problems? When I entered how I was supposed to solve problems was formally refer to that big book and try to resolve it. If not resolved, I refer it to my senior, my immediate boss, who was the branch manager. Now, as a new joinee, I used to face problems every day. 10 problems every day. For the smallest of things. For example, being a bank employee, I did not know how to fill a paying slip. Paying slip? किसी चेक के साथ या कैश डिपॉजिट के साथ लगाते हैं. मुझे उसमें नहीं पता था कि बैंक में जिस बैंक से पैसा आ रहा है उसका आना है या जिसका जा रहा है, किसका कहाँ नाम लिखना है, कुछ नहीं पता था. So how would I solve this problem? Would I refer to that big book? And I had to scan through all of it, spending hours to find this solution कि कैसे इसको भरते हैं और पता नहीं मिले ना मिले. या should I go to my boss, the branch manager, with this problem? Should I? वो क्या कहेगा, गलती कर दी. Picked up a very expensive resource, really not worth it. Yes or no? I would lose some dignity in his eyes. Yes or no? It might affect my chances of promotion. So what did I do? कल क्या ऑफिस में एक बूढ़े से अंकल होते थे, पियोन टाइप के, हर ऑफिस में होते हैं. He has been there since the beginning of civilization. ठीक है? And he knows everything. ठीक है? उनको कैशियर का भी काम आता है, सर्विस मैनेजर का भी काम आता है, रिलेशनशिप सबका काम आता है. बट उनका जो ऑफिशियल डेजिग्नेशन है वो बड़ा लोली सा है. पियोन से जस्ट ऊपर थे वो, सीनियर पियोन टाइप के. तो मैंने उनसे पूछ लिया कि इसको कैसे भरते हैं. उन्होंने बता दिया. मेरी इज्जत बची. बट मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली इट वॉज फार मोर एफिशिएंट. रादर देन स्पेंडिंग आवर्स, an expensive resource being paid 50,000, had I spent hours just finding this out through the formal system, or worse still, had I taken the time of my boss, who is a far more expensive resource. Rather, I took that fellow, he was far junior to me in the organizational hierarchy. So point is, friends, many problems in organizations are solved informally. Say over a cup of coffee on the coffee machine. दोस्तों से, भाई ऐसा कर दे, वो कर देता है. यस और नो, ये समझा दे, वो समझा देता है. ठीक है? सो फॉलोइंग द रूल्स एंड प्रोसीजर्स एटसेट्रा मे बी मोर कॉस्टली, while not following them may contribute to enhancing organizational efficiency. कौन कहते हैं? पीटर ब्लाउ. ठीक. Thirdly, fourthly, जो भी. Alvin Goldner, very good. कहां से जानते हो इनको? Anti-Minotaur, very good. Alvin Goldner, he conducted a study. Do you want some time to write Peter Blau or you've written? चले आगे ना. Alvin Goldner, he conducted a study of a cement manufacturing plant. In a cement manufacturing plant, there are two units. There are two parts. There is a mine and there is a factory. Mine से MINE. Mine में limestone mining होती है. Limestone is a major input in cement manufacturing. And then it is processed in the factory. ठीक है? In one of these two units, there was a proper bureaucracy. In the other, there was no bureaucracy. When I say there was bureaucracy, matlab formal rules, hierarchy, laid down procedures, etc. In the other, these were absent. So where there was bureaucracy, in the mine or in the factory? Mine या factory? What? नहीं. You're just disagreeing with others. Huh? In the mine or factory, would you expect a high degree of bureaucratization? Factory. Good. Why? Why the mine doesn't have bureaucracy while the factory does? Sorry? So, large scale mining? Huh. Sorry? Absolutely. Please appreciate the nature of work in the mine and the factory is different. In the mine, there is a lot of uncertainty. In the mine, there is potential risk to human life. Are you with me? Requiring greater spontaneity, flexibility. You can't have hierarchy. For example, if a mine suddenly gets flooded, you can't wait for orders from the top and so on and so forth. If a worker in a mine gets injured, are you with me? You would want an informal exchange कि भाई आज मेरी जगह तू कर ले, तेरी शिफ्ट में मैं काम कर लूंगा. Are you with me? In contrast, in the factory, the work is well organized. There is no risk to human life. It is stable, predictable kind of a workflow. Are you with me? The point is, friends, that bureaucracy or the suitability of bureaucracy depends on the nature of the work being undertaken. Bureaucracy may not be well suited for all kinds of tasks. Bureaucracy may not be well suited for all kinds of tasks. ठीक? Whether it is suitable or not depends on the nature of the work being undertaken. Nextly, Burns and Stoker. They studied a number of firms in the electronics industry. Burns and Stoker studied a number of firms in the electronics industry. ठीक? Some of the firms had mechanistic structures. While the other firms had organic structures. Mechanistic structures mean what? Basically, akin to the Weberian bureaucracy. Proper hierarchies with clearly defined areas of authority, responsibility, and the works. Right? Organic structures mean what? They did not have these, the opposite of Weberian bureaucracy. They did not have well-developed hierarchies. They were somewhat flatter organizations. Informal communication and so on and so forth. Clear? Which of these firms were more successful? Mechanistic or organic? Mechanistic or organic? And you are wrong. Which firms were more successful? And you are wrong. It depends upon the environment. Which firms were successful was dependent upon the environment. एनवायरमेंट मतलब मार्केट एनवायरमेंट, टेक्नोलॉजिकल एनवायरमेंट, ठीक है, एवरीथिंग, द एनवायरमेंट इन विच द फर्म इज ऑपरेटिंग इन, है ना. When the environment was stable, stable environment would mean what? Say you know your competitors and their products. Are you with me? Technology is well established, and so on and so forth. The vendors are clearly identified and the supply is steady of the inputs. Huh? In such kind of situations, when the environment was stable, which firms were more successful? Mechanistic structures were more successful. But when the environment was dynamic, rapidly changing, then which firms were more successful? Organically structured firms were more successful. In a rapidly changing या dynamic environment, organically structured firms, yani those not designed on hierarchical Weberian bureaucratic lines, were more successful. Meaning what? Weberian bureaucracy may not be best suited for all situations. Yes or no? It would depend also on the environment or what you are dealing with, simply. A classic example, friends, is Nokia in the mobile phone industry. Nokia, for a very long period, was the market leader in mobile phones. It was almost synonymous with mobile phones. Are you with me? The undisputed champ. And this continued till there was stability in the mobile phones market. But when the market was in a state of flux, you had new players entering the market. Many based out of China started manufacturing. When technology began to change, smartphones are there. Are you with me? Why don't bureaucratic organizations survive a dynamic environment? They are basically slow to respond. So they are, unable to adapt to the changing environment. Who knows first when the environment changes? The people at the top or at the lower levels? Lower levels. So किसको पता लगेगा? जो फील्ड एजेंट्स जाते होंगे रिटेलर्स को फोन्स बेचने कि भैया ऑर्डर्स कम आने लगे हैं, लोग कम ले रहे हैं नोकिया का फोन. आर यू विद मी? उनको फीडबैक मिलेगा, भैया ये मार्केट में नया लॉन्च हुआ है, आपसे 3,000 रुपए कम में एंड सेम फीचर्स में. तो जब तक ये बात ऊपर ट्रैवल करेगी, अ डिसीजन विल बी टेकन. देयर विल बी सम सॉर्ट ऑफ कॉम्प्लिकेंसी बिकॉज यू आर द मार्केट लीडर, बट बाय द टाइम अ डिसीजन इज टेकन एंड इट इज रिलेड डाउन, ओके, कि चलो हम भी 2,500 रुपया 3,000 रुपया कम कर देते हैं. क्या हुआ? अनदर चेंजेस का. नाउ Nokia is stuck with push button phones. Smartphones have been launched in the market by Samsung. Are you with me? By the time you respond to this change, another change has come. So Nokia, which was once a market leader, is now gone. Yes or no? Point is, friends, bureaucratic organizations, hierarchically organized, rigid, with clearly defined roles, etc., may not be the best for all situations. Clear? Warren Bennis, he makes a very, what should I say? He almost writes an obituary for the bureaucracy. He says bureaucracy as an organizational form will meet its end, possibly within our lifetime. Bureaucracy as an organizational form will meet its demise, possibly within our lifetimes. मतलब अगले 40, 50, 70 सालों में ब्यूरोक्रेसी खत्म, टाटा, बाय बाय. ठीक. So bureaucracy has well served a purpose as an organizational structure for a long period, but now its time is up. It has outlived its utility. So he suggests that bureaucracy will possibly be replaced by temporary work systems. Temporary work systems. Temporary work systems मतलब क्या? In response to the changing situation. Say in an organization, whoever have these skill sets, knowledge, abilities to respond to it in an effective manner, they will be brought together as the lead team. For example, say we are in a multinational corporation, large-sized organization. You are, say, VP. Okay, I am a junior manager or whatever. Now you have other skill sets, I have other skill sets. Now there is some new situation has arisen, our old vendor has stopped supplying us goods. Now we have to seek orders from a vendor in France. I know French, you don't. So I will be made a part of that team dealing with the vendor. आप होंगे VP. So ये जो rigid hierarchies है, इन सब का मतलब नहीं रह जाएगा. Are you with me? Then another 2-3 months down the line, a new challenge has emerged for the organization. Whoever in the organization has capabilities to address that challenge, we'll bring them together. Are you with me? Then once that challenge is met, we'll disband that team or that work system. Form another. Are you with me? ये होगा कब? Within your and my lifetime, according to Warren Bennis. I found it very, what should I say, sadistically satisfying that Warren Bennis is dead. While bureaucracy has outlived at least Warren Bennis. Next. Sorry? बोला था कुछ साल कई decades पहले. So, another point of criticism. Weber wrote that bureaucracy is this rational, impersonal organization. Yes or no? Bureaucracy, decision making in the bureaucracy is rules-based, impersonal, rational. Critics argue it is far from it. Critics point out that bureaucratic decision making mirrors the prejudices. Bureaucracy mirrors the prejudices. Mirrors, reflect करती है या दिखाती है शीशे कांच क्या होते हैं मिरर्स आईने mirrors the prejudices prevalent in the wider society. I repeat, bureaucracy mirrors the prejudices prevalent in the wider society. ब्यूरोक्रेट्स कौन होते हैं? ब्रेकिंग न्यूज, इंसान होते हैं, फरिश्ते नहीं होते हैं. कहां से आते हैं? इसी सोसाइटी से ड्रॉन होते हैं, ऊपर से नहीं टपकते हैं. यस और नो? इसी क्लासरूम में से, इसी बैच में से कुछ लोग ब्यूरोक्रेट्स बनेंगे. किस उम्र में बंदा ब्यूरोक्रेट बनता है? फ्रॉम चाइल्डहुड? नहीं. एक फुल ग्रोन मैन या वुमन ब्यूरोक्रेट बनता है. यस और नो? बाय द टाइम यू बिकम अ ब्यूरोक्रेट, you have internalized the norms and values of the society. You have been affected by several stereotypes, prejudices, biases that are prevalent in the wider society. And you take them with you to the bureaucracy. For example, feminist critics point out that bureaucracy is a male-dominated organization. Bureaucracy is a male-dominated organization which reflects क्या? Patriarchal biases. साफ बात है, मैं एक बंदा हूं, पार्ट ऑफ द पेट्रियार्कल इंडियन सोसाइटी. तो हाउ डू आई वॉन्ट माई लुगाई टू बी submissive and compliant? Yes or no? And dabi dhaki, and so on and so forth. Then, how do I want my female colleague in office? So, a lot of male members of the bureaucracy really have problems in dealing with female superiors. Are you with me? Because of the patriarchal mindsets and attitudes that we bring with us to the bureaucracy. घर में हम बीवी को बोलते हैं तुम चुप रहो, तो हम चाहेंगे कि ऑफिस में भी विमेन क्या करें? चुप रहें. और अगर आप ज्यादा बोलोगी, होगी आप IAS वाईएस, क्या बोलेंगी? शी सो मैनली. यस और नो? टू असर्टिव, टू डोमिनियरिंग. हाँ क्या? हाँ, फीमेल को भी सर ही बोलेंगे, है ना? आर यू विद मी? जब आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जाओगे एज एस्पिरेंट्स, on the panel before you will be 5. There will be a panel of 5, out of which most likely 4, if not all 5, will be men, retired bureaucrats, etc. Now UPSC, in every year in the notification, it very prominently writes again and again, female candidates are encouraged to apply. Okay, so formally the communication says women apply, but every year you have fewer women candidates being selected than male candidates. Female candidates से पूछा जाएगा, बहुत बार पूछा जाता है, how will you balance work and family? Male candidate से कभी नहीं पूछा जाएगा, क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग में क्या है, मैं भी तो एक 60 साल का बुड्ढा हूं, मेरा घर किसने संभाला है? वुमन ने. तो घर संभालना किसकी जिम्मेवारी है मेरे माइंडसेट में? वुमन की. यस और नो? तो व्हेन आई एम इवैल्यूएटिंग यू एज अ प्रोस्पेक्टिव मेंबर ऑफ द ब्यूरोक्रेसी, क्या देखूंगा? इसके तो 3 साल में बच्चा हो जाएगा, हाँ, फिर 6 महीने उसकी लीव ले लेगी, तो ये काम पे ध्यान देगी या बच्चे पति संभालेगी? Point is, friends, that may be a little unfair, kind of a cliched portrayal, but it does have some element of truth to it. That the patriarchal biases prevalent in the wider society are also reflected in the bureaucracy. Similarly, critics may suggest that in Indian society there is prevalent a anti-Muslim bias. Yes or no? Which will also be reflected in bureaucratic decision making. किसी मुसलमान को इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी की जिम्मेवारी थोड़ी ना दे दोगे. Are you with me? There are casteist biases. We are a caste-ridden society and there are casteist biases prevalent in Indian society which also get reflected in the bureaucracy. So, when members of the lower castes join the bureaucracy, become one of the officers in a bureaucracy, there is always a question mark on their competence. Yes or no? So they will experience discrimination, prejudice, bias, questioning of their competence for long periods in their careers. There is a casteist bias prevalent in society which also gets reflected in the bureaucracy. So bureaucracy, Weber Sahab, is not this rational and calculating and kind of an organization as you suggest. It mirrors the prejudices prevalent in the wider society. Clear? एक कोट लिखो. लिखो. No government ever reduces itself in size. No government ever reduces itself in size. Full stop. Government programs once launched never disappear. Full stop. A government bureau matlab daftar, office, department. A government bureau is the nearest thing to eternal life. That we will ever see. You hear that? I know. A government department is the nearest thing to eternal life that we will ever see on this earth. Okay? Unquote, quotes close. किसने बोला ये? Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan थे former US president. I don't know. My tukka is this, okay? And then of course it's subject to Google check. It is this. Chalo. It passes friend check. So for now that works. What we are saying here is, now this is of course in a lighter vein, okay? What we are saying here is, Ronald Reagan is suggesting that, bureaucracies have a tendency to linger, to spread, to increase their ambit, they are almost never rolled back. So, for example, when Modi ji came to power, okay, one of these slogans he has been tom-tomming since coming to power is minimum government, maximum governance. Minimum government matlab we'll reduce the size of the government and try to be more efficient in delivery of services, etc. But in actuality, the size of the government has only expanded. Are you with me? Modi ji was very critical of, say, kya naam hai tumhara, Manrega. Okay, and people thought that once they come to power, they will wind it up. Okay, so many people in different, they wrote concerned articles about, bhaiya, it will blah blah. But did they wind up Manrega? No, they poured more and more money into it. Then they were critical of planning commission. It's an, relic of a bygone era, Nehruvian socialist planned economy. तो लगा ये बंद कर देंगे, बंद कर दी नहीं, उसको रीक्रिस्टन कर दिया in the form of नीति आयोग. That is why Reagan says a government bureau is the nearest thing to अमरत्व. अगर कुछ दुनिया में अमर है तो वो यही है सरकारी दफ्तर, ठीक है, जो कभी मरता नहीं, that we'll ever come across on this earth. ठीक है, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. ठीक है.